I designed this V Pockets book cover, about 14 years ago. I wasn't making videos then, so I'm going to add this to that post. But in the last 14 years, this little book I've made so many times, and it's super simple. It's reliably good for so many things, for taking notes, for drawing, for giving as gifts. It can be very simple, or you can like dress it up in different ways. So I'm going to show you the basic way to make this, and I'll talk a little bit about dressing it up as well. This is a lot of fun and definitely doable by youngsters. So I have a one sheet tutorial on it. Uh, this is a half This is half size. It also comes larger. And what you do is you have something that's about 11 by 17. Almost always use exactly 11 by 17. Recently I made one that was 11 by 16 and a half, and it worked out just fine. But don't go too crazy with changing the proportions because it won't work out. So I start off with the decorative side down, and first you fold it. Generally, I fold towards me, and you can see I already did the fold line. Use your bone folder, then open it, fold it, what I call book fold, tighten that down, open it up again. Now what I'm going to do is take the bottom corners and bring them up to the center fold, sort of like an upside down paper airplane. There we go. Okay, now here my cutting must have been a little bit off, so you can see this little ridge in the center, but it's not up top, and that's fine. That's not going to interfere with anything in the end. So I'll bring this up to the top. You'll notice you're folding there at this point, you're folding along the fold that you made in the beginning. So it's not a new fold. I'll bring these in, bring the sides in to meet that triangle. And it sort of looks like it could be done at this point, but it's not because we want to lock in these corners. Okay, opening it up. I'm actually going to bring the top corners to the fold, the closest fold. Bring that down. Now I'll bring the side columns in on the fold that's already there. Make my triangle again and bring it up. Now these edges are locked in place. Okay. Now at this point, I would generally sew in some papers. You certainly don't have to. This is a nice little folder, just the way it is. You can put all sorts of things in it. You can uh, sew that into place. Uh, but it's fine just like this, but we're going to put in some papers. The papers I use are generally 11 by 5.5. And I'm using all brown papers right here. Often I'll use a nice selection of different kinds of papers. So, for instance, it's just fun to open it up and see different papers in there. Graph papers and composition papers, and sometimes different colored papers. Let's see. Yeah, these mostly have a mix of composition paper. And, if they're not all the same height, that's fine. You don't have to have things all matching. There's something fun about that. It's your own homemade book. You get to make the rules. Okay, so I've got 8 sheets here, 8 pieces of paper that I've already folded in half. I'm going to slide them onto my book and put them in place so they won't get away from me when I put in the holes. There's some styles of this bookmaking that I won't attach it to the book, adhere to the book before I put on the paper, but on this style I am. Okay, so they're together. Get my awl. I just eyeball this. And I make so many of these that I'm not going to necessarily be super precise. I can tell that that's about the middle. And there we go. Keeping my book on the table, and then it's not so hard to get everything right in place. There we go. Okay. Now, if you're making these with a group, be sure to leave plenty of time to thread the needle. When I work with young teenagers making this, I really want them to thread the needle because how often do they get to do that? And they find it very exciting. Okay, so this is going to be a simple pamphlet stitch. Almost always add beads to this, although I do realize that not everybody loves beads as much as I do. Let's see. So I'll start off by putting 3 beads here. And you can really load these up with beads if you want to. Again, I generally just use 3. Doing my pamphlet stitch, so I'm making sure that my inside thread is not going anywhere. Bring it in, make sure everything is kind of tight. Tighten this way, tighten like this. Don't tighten going opposite in the direction the thread wants to go. Then you skip the middle hole, go to the bottom one, and I'll put on 3 more beads. 1, 2, and it's fun to even, I'm using the same kind of beads here. It's fun to just mix up beads. Go into your stash and just mix them up. There we go. I'll go back into the middle now. See, this came up on both of these came up on the same side as my middle one. So I need to scooch underneath there because when I tie it off, I want to capture that middle piece. I want to show you a couple of quick little variations. I'll cut this off later. Okay, but when you do cut this off, well, maybe I should cut it off now. When you cut this off, uh, you probably know this, but don't cut right next to the not because it might fray and then your book will come apart. Okay. So the other things that I would do with this is get something that matches that's about 5.5 by 5.5 and put it in there. You can see I don't like this edge there. So what I'll probably do is with some sort of glue, maybe a glue stick. Actually, I think I want this one over there. Um, I'll put a little glue on the back of here and just so that it stays aligned with the top, and I'll press it down and it'll protect it. Put this one in the back. There we go. Okay. So this is done. It's a little puffy. The fact is, if you take these and just put them on a big bookshelf, you can see these aren't puffy at all. These I made some time ago, and just the humidity in the air and the change in in the humidity will make the paper expand and contract, and before you know it, this one's going to be just as flat as the other ones. Now, if you are working with wallpaper, sometimes you might find in these books that there's an edge cutoff. Well, you can work with that. Just try to diminish when you cut it, diminish the amount of that is not going to be there. But look, I put it on the lower right-hand side. And when I create the book, no, the tricky part is when you bring up the triangle. You see the edge down here? So much of it is missing, but you pretend it's there. Okay, so I bring it up and you can see that the corner is missing. But when I put it all together, you can see that you can't even tell that that edge was missing. The other thing that I want to show you is dressing it up. So here, instead of using wallpaper, I used, excuse me, an Ahashi book cloth, and I love the way it looks. And I sewed on a nice sashiko pattern that I just learned this weekend from my friend Sarah, a woman named Sarah, and put some beads on it. So that dressed it up. And this here, I put this pretty nice uh, string of pearls on it. And I'll talk about this binding and actually this one in a future video. But yeah, so these can be dressed up nicely. Put a little decorative thing on your papers. And like I said, they are fun to make. They are reliable. They can be used for so many different purposes. And as you can see, they don't take long to make. So you can make lots of them.